Hello from Team 2. We're going to get started here real quick. We're going to get started with diversity, one of our earliest topics and one of our first interview topics. We interviewed Miss Deborah Seidenstricker, an admissions counselor here at Penn State Beaver. Sadly, we do not have the actual footage from that interview, but let's see if you can tell the difference in this clip.
So, what is your name, Deborah?
Deborah Seidenstricker.
What is your title and place of work or business?
Admissions counselor, and I work at the admissions department of Penn State Beaver.
How long have you been here, Deborah?
I've been here 4.5 years.
That is wonderful. So, how would you describe diversity?
Diversity is something different in any area.
What benefits or problems does diversity bring to a business, including your business here at Penn State?
Well, I think diversity always helps to bring a different point of view. Doesn't see diversity as an issue, and I don't want everyone to be the same and think the same.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Does this place of business have a diversity policy, and if so, what is it?
Yes, we have equity training. There is a 4-hour training on diversity in other areas such as equal opportunity, and Penn State also has a ton of different training for diversity.
Do you have a copy of this on hand?
No, I do not.
Okay.
I hope you all enjoyed Bill's performance. So understanding diversity is a very important thing for business professionals and professionals in general. It's important not to have a situation like what happened in our example at the office. It's important to understand diversity and treat each other with respect and with kindness, and understand that it's the differences that we all have that make us all unique and that make us who we are.
Team building skills, whether it be for work, school, sports, or just socially, is a necessity in today's society. A team is a group of people that interact and mutually complement each other's abilities to reach some sort of common goal. There's a process every team goes through as they endure their course of action to be able to build together and basically assimilate to the group and the norms that exist among it. All in all, in today's society, groups are detrimental due to the amazing work that can be generated when people work well together.
We just had a lot of good information on team building. Team building is really useful for all professionals and really anyone in any day life. You're going to need to work with others, so it's a very important skill to have. Alright, next up we're going to hear from your boy Gavin, and he's going to talk about someone we interviewed and how just having a good work ethic and putting in hard work can really do wonders.
Hey, it's your boy Gavin. So, for the Mentor Lab, I interviewed a farmer named Josh Zimmerman. So, his uncle was one of 8 children, and they used to sell eggs at the end of their driveway to make a couple dollars. So, his dad was a coal miner, and his mom was a nurse, and they worked a lot of trade jobs because they didn't have higher education. So, his dad, over time, he branched off. He was able to grow the chicken farming. And then now they have 500 acres, and he's a partial owner for Agway up in Butler. And they're very, very successful.
Hey, it's Zelma from Team 2, and I'm going to talk to you about a skill needed for your success, which is managing conflict. More specifically, managing dysfunctional conflict. There's 5 different ways to do this. The first way is integrating, which is problem solving. It's the most preferable way to manage dysfunctional conflict. You make sure that both parties are compromising with each other, but you're also solving the initial problem that brought the conflict up. The second way is dominating, which is forcing. The third way is obliging, which is smoothing, like, hey, everybody, let's hold hands and sing Kumbaya. The fourth way to manage dysfunctional conflict is avoiding, which is either passive withdrawal or active suppression. And then the fifth way is compromising. It's almost like integrating, but without the problem-solving aspects, because you can make sure that both parties have compromised and each gotten something, but what if the problem sparks up again? So again, those were the 5 ways to manage dysfunctional conflicts. Hope you guys are successful.
Another important skill for professionals is increasing your influence. And there are a couple ways to do this, and I think it's very important to try and do this in order to, at least for us, in order to get internships, but also for other professionals in the world as well. One of the most important things you can do is know what you want and be clear about what you want. Say, I want an internship at your company, or I would like to be a part of the decision-making process. It's better to be clear about these things instead of having people to guess what you want. Credibility is also another important thing. We all have expertise in some areas, maybe not even expertise, but at least experience, and it's important to highlight these experiences that you have by emphasizing them. Trustworthiness is another very important function. This one is a bit more difficult, though, especially in a job interview where you only have a very limited amount of time in order to build trust. This is more for long-term jobs in order to influence people. It's hard to influence someone if they don't have your trust, so it's important to try and build that and maintain it and be authentic and deliver on what you promise. Uh, Also, be empathetic. It's often best to assume somebody else's position before your own, and people are more easily influenced whenever they think that you understand their situation and you are there for them and you think this will be a mutually beneficial experience. Our last topic for today is a pretty important one, decision making, but we will not be talking about rational decision making because honestly that's not how most decision making goes. You don't normally have all the information that you need and nobody's perfect in their judgment. So we're going to be talking about non-rational decision making, in particular the garbage can method. I hope you all laughed at that. So, the garbage can model assumes that organizational decision making is a sloppy and haphazard process, and that decisions result from a complex interaction between four independent streams of events. Those events being problems that go by you, solutions, participants, and choice opportunities. And these don't go by in any particular order because decision making does not follow some orderly series of steps. Being able to follow the garbage can model in everyday life is probably the most important skill that a professional can have. Being able to roll with the punches, per se, and being able to adapt to any situation. There's never one answer to any problem. It's just being able to find the right answer for your situation. And that's the most important thing that any business professional or professional in general can do, is just being able to adapt to specific situations. So this has been our project from Team 2. Thank you very much.